I'm just making contact with you. Upon my request, you're required to show it to me.
That's not true.
Yes, sir, it is. Because I have a right to be here talking to you because it's under suspicious circumstances.
Okay.
I was called to be here.
All right.
I'm not contacting. If I was contacting you just on my own free will, you might have a case. But since I'm on a call because they want to know what you're doing, I have a right to be here. I have a right to contact you. By my request, you need to show me your driver's license or Texas ID, whatever, or just some form of ID.
I don't have it on me.
Okay. Do you have a Texas driver's license in your name or a Texas ID?
I'm gonna invoke my fifth at this time and remain silent.
Okay. Then I'm asked to ask you to leave.
Public sidewalk?
No, sir. I can give you a ride if you like me to.
I'm on a public street. You can't make me leave.
No, I will give you a ride for failed ID.
I'm well aware of 3802, sir.
Okay.
The last time I read it, suspicious activity or because you got called out here was not part of the code. There's A in section B and there is no C.
Right.
So I'm aware of the law.
Okay, I'm sure you are. You know I have a right to contact you.
You have a right to contact me.
Request your identification.
And I have a right to say no unless you're lawfully arresting me.
Read the penal code again.
I'm aware. I can quote it for you, sir.
Okay.
Do you want me to do that? A person commits an offense if he A, intentionally refuses to give his name,
yes,
address, let me finish, and residential address to a peace officer who has lawfully arrested the individual. And there is section B that says if I intentionally provide false information to a peace officer who has lawfully detained me, lawfully arrested me, or if I'm a witness to a crime. There is no C. And you can get your supervisor out here.
That's good personality.
You're being live streamed as well. Okay, guys, so he is requesting another unit here, and he is adamant about misquoting Texas Penal Code 3802. This is Officer Hintz, H-I-N-T-Z. What's your badge number?
6200.
Okay, 6200. Are you TCOL certified, sir?
Of course.
Okay, then you should have gotten the mandatory update on public photography. Remember that?
No, not public photography.
Well, you should have gotten the mandatory. There was mandatory training about it. If you're TCOL certified, you should have got it.
Public photography?
Yep.
Never heard of it.
Filming from public right-of-way is a First Amendment protected activity. Doesn't matter what I can see, you can't trespass my eyes.
Okay. Again, that's news to me.
So what crime have I committed?
I'm asking for your identification.
I don't care. You didn't answer my question. What crime?
I haven't committed a crime.
Okay, then I'm not lawfully required to give you ID. You have every right to ask, and I have every right to decline that.
Okay. I'm going to give you that right now, all right? Because I say I don't know what they have against you right now, but I'm going to go contact them. And if they feel like they've got something against you, then I'll recontact you. Because right now you are in their driveway.
They did not install this.
This is part of their driveway.
They did not install this right here.
No, but this is part of their driveway.
Okay, it's not. This is city property.
I probably get city.
This encounter starts off like many others, but don't let that fool you. What you're about to witness is a textbook clash between constitutional rights and authority gone unchecked. A citizen standing on a public sidewalk, calmly asserting his rights, and law enforcement officers who seem either confused about the law or choosing to ignore it. Now here's where it gets interesting. The moment someone with a badge starts demanding identification without clearly articulating a lawful reason, things can spiral fast. And that's exactly what we're seeing unfold here. The officer claims suspicious circumstances, but what does that actually mean? Is filming in public suspicious? Or is it just uncomfortable for those being recorded? As this situation escalates, pay close attention to how both sides communicate. One is invoking constitutional protections like the First and Fifth Amendments, while the other appears to be leaning on authority without fully explaining it. And trust me, this won't just be about ID, this will turn into a deeper debate about public access, accountability, and the limits of police power.
You guys work for us. I'm not giving you my ID unless it's going to be under threat of arrest.
I am asking you to identify.
Not going to.
I am asking you.
At this point, I plead the fifth.
Yourself.
No further questions. Unless I'm going to be arrested, I will identify myself. And then I will report you. What's your badge number, first of all?
Okay. again,
if you have a badge.
Can you please set that phone down? You can set it right here.
I'm not going to set my phone down.
I said, sir,
I need to hold
your ID.
accountability for my employees.
Sir, you're at the sheriff's department.
On public access.
You are taking video and photograph of
Am I being
our jail
detained?
facility. Yes, you are right now
Okay.
at this point. So therefore, because you're being
Would you like me to
detained,
put my bike down?
sir, you can put your bike down. Do you have any weapons on you at all?
Nope.
Okay, do you have any knives on you at all?
Nope.
You're in a
A
facility.
knife is a weapon.
You were in a facility. You saw the signs. You're not allowed to bring any weapons. So therefore,
I don't have any weapons.
Okay. Okay. Can I frisk you?
Nope.
Okay. Sir, again, put that phone down
No,
for me.
I'm not going to put the phone down.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it.
Sorry, anyone?
I wouldn't come onto a sheriff's property visiting on there with weapons.
Can I ask
and one
why
of
you
your
taking
other
video?
undercover officers, well, not undercover, sorry, let me
Can
repeat
you go
that.
ahead and start another unit for me?
One of your off-duty officers even told me I can come up and check out the memorial, which I just got videos of that
can,
too.
absolutely. But you're over there. I saw you walking.
Yeah,
up
on
to
the
jail, and
sidewalk.
we
I've
got a-
never
we got a
once
complaint.
passed any place where there's signs saying restricted access. Never.
You understand, sir, that this is the
I
jail
understand
facility?
you're welcome to come out and check, but it said this is visitor parking as well.
Shifts into something subtle but very important. The citizen clearly states he's an independent journalist gathering content, which is a constitutionally protected activity. Now notice how the officer immediately pivots toward suspicion without identifying a specific crime. That's a critical detail. In the US, simply recording public activity, especially from a public space, is not illegal, but here's the real tension. The officer is treating this like a suspicious person call, while the citizen is treating it like a rights-based interaction. That disconnect is where most of these encounters go sideways. One side is focused on compliance, the other on
And public access. You work for me. These are my tax dollars at work. I want to come and check on my employees and my facility, honestly. So I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm going to put my bike down, so I'm not doing anything wrong.
Go ahead and put it down. Let's get out of the room. Again, put that phone down
No,
for
I'm
me.
not going to put the phone down.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Just so you don't have to worry about me, I'm not going to consent to any searches, but I'll let you pat me down, though. That way you can check if there's any weapons, so you don't have to feel uncomfortable if I put my hand in my pocket or something.
You do
Would you
understand
like
where
to
I'm
pat me
coming at with
down?
that. Like I said, I have nothing against you.
Would
but
you
again,
like to pat me down, yes or no?
Yes.
Go ahead.
If you allow me to,
I'm allowing
absolutely.
you.
What you got to do, like I said, as a law enforcement officer, I get a complaint, because that's the reason I'm talking to you, of a suspicious person that's out here videotaping the facility.
So recording our public facilities
but you're
that are paid by our tax dollars is
I
suspicious.
explained to you why.
Wow.
What the complaint is.
You've already detained me once without
have-
identifying yourself. You said I'm free to go at this point, that I'm clear, but you still have no name tag. You haven't identified yourself. Do you go by badge number, employee number, or name? How do you go by?
I go by deputy sheriff, sir.
Okay, I'd like you to identify your name, because I am going to be making a formal complaint.
Absolutely.
I would
And
like this.
This is a building where
I will
you
be
can-
coming there. I'd like your name.
Okay.
I don't want to have to go in there and making you look bad because you refuse to identify yourself.
You do what you got to do. I do not. Again, do what you got to do.
Are you not going to
Again,
identify
I
yourself?
would appreciate it, again, if
And why don't you like me recording you?
I'm not saying I don't want you.
You
to
told me
record
about 3 times, 5 times.
I didn't say not record me.
You told me stop recording. You told me to put the camera down.
Again, for security reasons.
When I was recording you, though, you told me to put the camera down.
Yes, I asked you to put a camera down so we can speak.
And I noticed you have no body cam, so of course I'm going to record for my safety.
Right. Again, this facility.
You're also being live streamed, just so you know.
Okay, that's fine. Again, do what you got to do. Again, is there a reason why?
Identify yourself,
this?
and I might answer 1 or 2 questions at my leisure.
Well, again, you're not being forthcoming with me.
I can't be forthcoming to someone who hasn't identified yourself.
Okay.
All I know is you have a badge, you have a gun, you're an armed person. I don't know if you're in a gang. I don't know if you're an imposter. How do I know who you are?
I see. Okay. All right.
Tell me what. You tell me your birth date, your name, your last name, where you live, and maybe I'll give you mine.
Okay.
Maybe. Probably not though. I thought you were calling for backup.
I'm not calling for backup.
I heard you calling for another unit before.
I did. I said so. We have
But now
another
that you
unit
pat me
prisoner
down,
here.
so okay.
Say again.
Well, now that you pat me down, it's probably not necessary.
Okay. Again.
Can you call the supervisor, please?
where things get legally dense, but also incredibly important. The citizen begins quoting Texas Penal Code 38.02, and whether you agree with his delivery or not, he's making a key point. Identification laws are not as broad as many people think. Officers can't just demand ID because they feel like it. There are specific conditions, like lawful arrest or certain detainments tied to a crime. And what we're seeing here is a disagreement over whether those conditions exist. The officer believes the call justifies his actions, while the citizen is arguing there's no reasonable suspicion. This is the kind of moment that separates informed citizens from uninformed ones. Because when you know the law, you can articulate it, and that changes the entire dynamic of the.
Step in our office.
Nope, I'd like to say here we're in public where nothing bad happens to me, and I'd like your supervisor.
Okay.
Please call your supervisor. Are you not going to call your supervisor?
No.
So you're refusing a supervisor to a citizen who pays your salary.
There's no reason for me to call a supervisor.
There is a reason.
Do you want to lodge a complaint?
Would you like?
Do you want to lodge a
Would
complaint?
you like the reason?
Do you want to lodge a complaint?
Would you like
yourself?
the reason?
I said again. Would you like to lodge a complaint?
I'd like to talk to your supervisor.
Okay, if you want to lodge a complaint, absolutely. I'll be more than happy to have a sergeant contact you.
Yes, have him contact me. Have him come over here.
Can you provide me with your phone number?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You haven't identified yourself. How are you doing?
Okay.
Can I get your name and badge number?
I'm Officer Aberzini with the Saline Police Department.
Appreciate it, being professional.
Well, you don't need me any further.
No,
I don't know if you want me to talk with him, but it's up to you guys. Whatever your
No, I don't know if he called you or who called you.
Yeah.
But if you would let him know that.
Sergeant or anything come in? Or?
What's that? Yeah, a sergeant's coming over.
Okay.
So now that he's here, you have a sergeant. But when I asked you for a supervisor, you weren't going to call anyone. Why is that?
Well, because you're not cooperating with me. Why should I cooperate with you?
How am I not cooperating?
Well, did I?
How am I not ask in front of this officer? How was I not cooperating? Because I have everything on film.
I got a sergeant coming. No worries.
No, see, he doesn't want to answer in front of you because he knows I didn't do anything. Did I not let you pat down voluntarily?
Okay.
Did I let you pat me down?
Have I done anything to you?
Did I let you pat me down?
That you think I violated any of your rights?
He even asked me to stop recording him, and I'm not talking about when I was over there.
I did.
When I came over here, just recording him, he asked me to stop recording him because I don't know what kind of shady stuff he's going to do.
Okay.
Don't like the light, go back inside. Don't mean to be rude, you're very respectful, but this guy approached me wrong, so I am a little unhappy right now. Especially that he didn't call a supervisor when I asked him 5 times. Probably asked him about a half dozen times to identify himself. At least show me your name or a badge number or an employee number, whatever. You represent the, in case I want to make a report.
Again, I asked you if you wanted to lodge a complaint. You wouldn't answer me.
And my question is, why did you detain me without identifying yourself? Originally.
I'm in uniform.
You're in uniform, but you still have to identify yourself.
I'm a deputy sheriff uniform.
You have to identify yourself.
Okay, all right. Okay.
You could be an undercover cop and come to my house if you have a warrant, but you have to identify yourself. You can't just say you're under arrest.
Here, because what was just described is a major issue in modern policing: training versus application. The narrator points out something crucial: receiving a call does not automatically grant authority to detain or demand identification. There must be reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime, and this is where many encounters break down. Officers are trained on laws, but in the field, interpretation and pressure can lead to overreach. That's not just a technical mistake, it directly impacts citizens' constitutional rights. Now think about it: if officers misapply the law even slightly, it can escalate a situation that never needed to escalate in the first place. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, a situation that could have been resolved with a simple conversation turning into a...
No, but you can't say under arrest, you can't detain someone.
Did I say you were under arrest?
You said I was detained, which was illegal. It was an illegal detainment because you didn't identify yourself.
Okay.
How do I know you didn't just escape out of there and you got a gun?
Right, I hear you.
Because that never happens, right?
Never.
It's only in the movies.
Right.
No one ever escapes.
Right.
I'm not cooperating because I'm recording my public officials.
Would you allow me to talk and explain to you?
I'm not being professional because I'm recording buildings that are paid by my tax dollars.
Would you give me a minute so I can explain to you why? You asked earlier, why do I believe you're suspicious? This is a jail facility. This is known for people to drop off drugs, weapons, packages. How do I know you're not doing that, sir? I do not know that, and that is the reason why I told you.
I've seen several people walk to cars.
Again, you're out here recording personnel.
So is your recording, is that your only suspicion?
You're out here recording personnel. I don't know that. I've never met you
If I was going to do
before.
something sneaky,
Okay,
with
can you
today's technology...
Can you let me explain to you before
With today's technology, I could wear some glasses that have little microchips in them. I could have a hidden camera.
Okay.
I could hide in the bushes. I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm walking around in public view with my lights on. I'm not hiding from you guys.
It doesn't matter what I say to you. Obviously,
I
you
wasn't hiding
have a
from
mindset.
you. I wasn't hiding from you. And yes, I have a mindset
Did
against you.
Did I ever tell you were hiding from me? I said,
no.
I'm explaining to you.
If I'm not listening to you talk, it's because you were very rude to me earlier. Nope, not going to hold on. You don't. I'm not under your command.
I'd be more than happy to take you to a sign where it says that you're subject out here for a search if you're within our facility.
I'm not in your facility.
Again,
I'm on the road, public easement.
Monterey County Jail
I'm on the
facility.
public easement. I haven't went past any restricted signs whatsoever, as I explained to you when you first approached me.
Okay.
And when you illegally detained me.
Oh,
and told me to put the camera down. I asked you if you have Bodycam. You don't have any Bodycam, so of course I want to record myself for my protection.
Okay. Right.
And telling someone to stop recording you personally while you're on duty with a gun and a badge with no name or anything. Come on, man. That's suspicious if you ask me. All right, well, I'm going to take off. I appreciate your time.
Well, I got the sergeant coming.
No, that's okay.
Sergeant?
I'll come back during regular office hours and make my complaint. I'll show him your picture that you refuse to identify yourself.
The sergeant's on the way. You asked for a sergeant. Sergeant's on his way.
Yeah, I asked about 30 minutes or 20 minutes ago.
Okay. All right.
And I asked you about 5 times where I have you on film refusing.
Okay.
Now the focus shifts from identification to weapons and officer safety. And while officer safety is absolutely important, it doesn't override constitutional protections. Notice how the citizen stands firm but still offers a compromise. He refuses a search but allows a pat-down. That's actually a strategic move. It shows he's not a threat while still maintaining his rights, but here's the irony: the officer is concerned about safety, yet also asking the citizen to stop recording. In today's world, recording is often the only accountability tool civilians have. Without it, it becomes one person's word against a...
Please
don't touch
or
me,
you're
man.
fixing to be arrested.
Okay, well, let me call my attorney.
Go ahead.
Let me call my attorney. I'm
Go
just
ahead.
getting my hands out of.
Personal vehicles, don't go over there.
Let me call my attorney.
Go back over here.
What's your name and badge number? Or a supervisor, please. This is public property. This is public property, and now you have made a mistake. Can I get a supervisor out here, please, sir? I want a supervisor. Ma'am, that is not a restricted area. That is public property. Please, can I get a supervisor out here, please? So, I thought everything was good, and then we had a tyrant come out and started barking orders and yelling orders. So now we're going to have a problem, seems like. So we're gonna have a problem. How you doing, ma'am? Get a supervisor, please. All right, so that parking lot right there, where those public cars are, that's public property. There's no restricted areas or anything out there. That lady came out barking orders at me, yelling and screaming, telling me to get back over here. So I want her name and badge number to file a formal complaint.
You ain't even got a badge number.
Well, I like her name to file a complaint.
Okay. You'll have to talk to the chief when he gets back Monday.
Monday? So you can't tell me her name now so I can file a complaint while I'm here?
Her name's Jenny. She's the secretary.
Okay. You understand that that's a, okay.
I'm talking to her, okay?
Please talk to her, because I'm going to go right back over there and film in a public area.
I know. I didn't bother you when I...
No, you didn't, but she barked orders and...
This is where things start to unravel for the officer. The citizen repeatedly asks for a supervisor, a completely reasonable request, and is met with resistance. That's a red flag. In most departments, requesting a supervisor is a standard right, especially when there's a disagreement or complaint. Refusing or delaying that request only escalates tension and undermines trust, and notice how another officer arrives and immediately behaves more professionally. That contrast is important. It shows that not all officers handle situations the same way, and sometimes, the issue isn't the law itself, but how it's applied.